The diocese has requested that we take anti-racism at least every 5 years, which I do. This one was excellent because I realized that no, I am not loving my neighbor as myself. We tend to fool ourselves as time goes on to believe that we are doing exactly what we should do to love our neighbor as ourselves.
I believe that it fits into loving your neighbor, because if you can love your neighbor, therefore you can love other people. And it's a beginning to where we need to be.
Well, I think that for myself, I got cause to give greater consideration to how I interface with other people.
All too often, our neighbors are the people that look like we look, or that talk like we talk, or that think like we think. And I think Jesus calls us to a broader experience of neighbor. Jesus calls us to see the Christ in everyone, especially the people whose experiences are different from ours and who look differently than we may look.
They help me to see everyone as I like to see myself in their eyes. Being open, friendly, not being afraid, not being negative, not being, violent or nasty or prejudicial or stereotypical, which unfortunately a lot of people in this world are.
It really helps me because this way, if I haven't been paying my neighbor enough attention, this does it, that I can talk to people other than the ones I know and learn to respect other people.
I think that God is up to, in this particular instance, helping to create a core of angels who will go out and do this work in our individual lives and try to make a difference in our lives with regard to how we interface with people, how we deal with our own innate prejudices, and how we exercise the powers that we have.
God is not pleased with us at this point. We're just fighting with each other and everyone, and not being kind, not being an example to the youth. And he's saying to us, you need to straighten up your act and act like you love each other.
It goes back to that first creation story. God looked at all of it and all its diversity and said, that is so good. And God is reminding us that all of creation is good, and as Canon Jacob said, is so precious, and reminding us that if we don't embrace it, if we don't see it, if we don't recognize it, we're the losers, and so is all of creation.
I think about love, I think about doing unto others as you would like to do unto you, known as a golden rule. How can loving your neighbor as yourself means treating your neighbor as you want to be treated, in my opinion.
It challenges us to think about the things that we think are important and the ways that divide us, and say, no, what's more important are the ways that we are similar. We're all God's children.
Being a neighbor, there's a lot of different people here with a lot of different backgrounds. and we share a lot of things in common, but there's also the differences, and I really think it's just a good opportunity to see that the quote of song that we're one but we're not the same.
I think he's creating a better world through us.
In the long run, I feel like God is trying to find a way to unify us all, so there will always be arguments about who's greater or who's lesser. It will get to the point when everybody could be equal and be happy and get equal opportunities.
And so we need to revisit this often so that we help to nurture young people who are able to go out into the world and be good Christian, accepting, inviting, welcoming adults. And hopefully 10 years from now, these dialogues will be so much less necessary and so much more fruitful.